Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. It's morning here, and it's Monday morning, which means I've got some stuff to ship today. So I'm going to show you what sold this weekend. It was a great weekend. I did have an extra day because I didn't ship on Friday. We do 2-day shipping. I like the flexibility that 2-day shipping gives me. I try to ship every day if I can. But sometimes it's nice to have that flexibility, that leeway. So Friday, we decided to get up early and go hit some sales. So I didn't have to get things shipped Friday. So they're going out today. I have 24 things to ship today. Better than the last couple weeks. Yes, there's an added day in there, but still. The last few weeks have been 13 or 14 items, and this is 24. I'm very happy about that. So I better start showing you, or we're going to be here all day. So let's get going. All right, first up, hurricane lampshade with roses. There is a little bit of wear to this. It's not perfect, but it's in very good condition. And if you've been watching my videos at all, you've seen me selling lighting, lampshades, sconces, whatever. This stuff sells. I had this listed for less than a week, paid $2 for it, and sold it for $24.99 on eBay. This next item is a brass trinket box. Picked this up in an online auction. Kyle picked this up, or picked this lot anyway. And we gave $2 for this and got $18.50 for it in less than a week. Also, quick sales. I like quick sales. All right, this next sale we just picked up about 6 weeks ago, probably. And I don't normally spend too much time looking at these things, but let's just show you. Figurines like this. We were at a thrift store. There were shelves and shelves and shelves. I'm not kidding you. There was probably 4 or 5 shelves just full of these. These are Memories of Yesterday, Enesco Corporation, 1990, 1991. Sometimes there are a few of these things that still sell. People that do collect stuff, most of the time, these things aren't worth picking up. You might get $10 or $15. You might sit on it a long time. But I did a thing that day where I looked up the Memories of Yesterday and Enesco, did a search, and then I sorted from highest to lowest, looking for the ones that sell for the most money. Thought if I was going to pick any up, those would be the ones I'd want to pick up. And I spotted these 3 in amongst the 100 or so figures they had there. Anyway, I didn't spend too much time. I could have wasted a lot of time. So I didn't spend too much time, but I did find these. I listed these individually for between $30 to $50, between $25 to $50. I think one was 20, one was 30, one was 50 was what I listed them for. I paid $18 total for them. They were like between $5 and $6. I had somebody that went ahead and bought all 3, maybe an offer for all 3 of $70 on eBay. So $18 into $70 in 6 weeks on these figurines. I think that's a pretty good deal, and I'm happy with it. Sometimes we actually sell things that belong to us that we just don't want anymore because we don't do garage sales. Really, I wouldn't mind doing garage sales now and then, but we live out in the country, nobody comes to them, so we don't do garage sales. So eBay it is. We've had this laying around for a while. Well, let's see, what year did this come out? 2015. So this has been in our possession since then. And we just decided it's just clutter, basically. We don't want it. So we stuck it on eBay. It did take a while. I think we listed this 6 months ago. We did get $15 for it on eBay and out with the clutter. Next up, this Creative Memories album, which took about 6 weeks to sell. It sold on eBay for $23.95. Obviously, it's new in plastic, as you can see. Found this at a thrift store in their crafting section. Creative Memories are good ones to pick up. It didn't sell for huge money, but I only paid $3.50 for it. So $3.50 to $24, not too bad, right? But you can't wait to see our Nolo for today. Kyle gets all the credit on this one. Grumpy Picker gets all the credit. He bought this over 2 years ago. I can't fault him too much, but let's see what you think. So it's a doll, which I don't love picking up most dolls, but it is in its original box. It's big. I don't know. It took over 2 years to sell, and we paid $16 for it at a thrift store. What do you think we got for it? Not much more than $16. After having it listed, I think around $40 to $50 for a long time, started dropping the price, and it finally sold for $20 this weekend on eBay. So, Nolo, might as well just go ahead and show you the other Nolo we got too. You guys, Funko Pops, not something you want to be picking up unless it's something super special. I don't know. I'm sure there are good ones out there. Just like on the Unesco, I found some good ones. You know, we didn't pay a lot for these. I think probably $1 a piece for these, but there's 5 of them, and we sold them for $13 on eBay. So $5 into them, into $13. Not great. Another Nolo. Another thing that can be good to keep an eye out for, that we often look at, are old knobs, drawer pulls. So these can be good. Different ones, brass ones, vintage ones. Some people are restoring furniture and they want old stuff, or they're going for an older look in their home or whatever. So this is a bag of 16 of them actually, and we sold these for $19.99. We paid $2 for it, so not bad. It did take a little while. These were listed for almost 9 months. But we always keep an eye out, because sometimes people are giving this stuff away for really cheap sometimes. And it's worth keeping an eye out. Have I talked about silverware before? Flatware. This can be another good thing to keep an eye out for. It doesn't always move super fast, but it does move. Does better if you have a larger group and you have all the same pattern together. At least that's been our experience. This was listed for maybe 10 days. We found all this in an online auction, and there was more than this in the auction, but this was all the same pattern. So we pulled all this out, 48 pieces. We paid $6 for the whole entire lot, and we sold this for $64.99. So 10 times our money on just this, and we still have more. The rest of it was not very many pieces of the same pattern. So we are collecting a large group of mix matched flatware that we will sell in one large lot, and it'll all be bonus money because we'll have made our money on everything else, and then we can just make that little extra on it too. So keep an eye out. This was silver plate, but stainless silver plate. Sterling is really great if you find it. All right, this thing surprised me. This is a fraternity ashtray. The key on this is that it's Nicodemus pottery, which is a collectible pottery. This was also an online auction. It was in a group of other things. We have about $2 into this. We sold it for $24.99, and it only took about a week. So this actually surprised me. I love buying lots because you never know exactly what might be worth money that you don't even realize. It doesn't always work out that way, but it often does. Okay, this is potentially borderline no-low material. It's so cute. It's a bib. I sold this for $7 on eBay. Not big money, but this was part of a lot of linens I got. So I have pennies into this, and it's almost Easter. So I decided to list it. $7 is what I listed it for. No, I take that back. I think I listed it for 10. I went ahead and took a $7 offer to move this before Easter hits. And easy to list, easy to ship. Borderline no-low maybe, but yeah, I did it. Another thing we have pennies into. This set of keys was in a lot of stuff we got in an auction, and Kyle didn't want to just give them away. So I again said they're easy to list and easy to ship. So we sold these for $9.99 on eBay, and it took a little bit. These were listed for about 5 months actually, but these are just Chevrolet keys on a Chevrolet keychain. So that wraps up all the things that we sold on eBay. 14 items. Because of the UNESCO figures going out all together, that's 12 packages though, instead of 14. But I wanted to talk for a minute about Vendoo. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Vendoo. Vendoo is a cross-listing platform that has really helped increase our business. I would suggest, if you're a serious reseller and you're not cross-listing or haven't looked into it, that you think about it. So my next 10 sales are from other platforms other than eBay. We used to solely list on eBay. Sometimes we would throw stuff up on Facebook Marketplace for local pickup. But we were strictly eBay sellers for a long time. But Vendoo makes it so you can cross-list with just a few clicks. I don't know, it might take a minute or two to cross-list each item to the different platforms. But I'm now cross-listing most of my listings to multiple platforms, including Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, very occasionally Grailed, Depop sometimes, and you can also cross-list to Whatnot. There are a few others that I don't cross-list to, but there are a few others available. Shopify, Vestiaire. I may be forgetting some, I'm not sure. But with a few clicks, maybe an extra minute or so of your time, you can just cross-list to every platform. You have to just make a few adjustments because there are just a few little things that are different about each platform. And then you can sell. You can be on multiple platforms and you can sell more. Also, part of the beauty with Vendoo is that if you're in their upper tier, then it'll auto delist for you if it sells on one platform, as long as you have your Chrome extension open and running on a computer at home. There is that caveat, but it'll auto delist for you. They also have the feature of being able to delist and relist your stale listings. You can do one at a time, or they have a bulk delist and relist feature. They also have a feature where you can make offers across multiple platforms on an item. So it's really a way to help step up your game in the reselling world, and it has been very beneficial for us. I will put a link below if you want to check out Vendoo and know more about them. Send me messages, questions. I'm happy to answer them, or I'll find somebody that can answer them. This is a big item. We got a whole bunch of these. Online auction had, I don't know, I might have bought them all, 10, 12, I can't remember exactly. And I don't know if I got them all or if I missed out on a couple. Yeah, I think I did miss out on a couple. But I paid between $16 to $20 a piece on these. And that may seem like a lot, but I sell these all the time for between $60 to $90. And I couldn't not buy them. I don't like trying to find boxes to ship these in all the time, but luckily I have friends that help me out, and I will buy a box if I have to. I haven't had to. This is like I think the fourth or fifth one that I've sold out of the 10, and this one sold for $89.99 on Mercari. That is with free shipping, so this will cost me probably $24 to ship. Depends on where it's going, which I haven't even looked at yet, but that's still $65-ish, at least $65. And so even if I paid $20 for this one, I'm still making $45 on this deal. And take that times 10, definitely worth it. So keep an eye out on these printers trays if you don't mind shipping them. All right, I have a Goodwill outlet find. This isn't old. I will sell anything and everything, if you haven't noticed. I'm really drawn to vintage things, and this isn't vintage, but it's nice. And it cost me probably right at $2 from the bins. It's $1.99 a pound there, and this is right around a pound. This is Target brand, but it's cute, and people do like to buy stuff to hang their jewelry on. I kind of questioned myself after I brought this home about whether or not I should have bought this, but I did sell this for $18 on Poshmark in just 10 days. So it worked out. $2 into 18 in quick turnaround. I'm happy. All right, this next thing's kind of funny. I'm not gonna be able to show it to you because it's in a box. I'm not taking it out, but it's a stool. Here's a picture of it. It's a music stool. This showed up on our doorstep with our name and address on it. We didn't order it. I checked with my kids. None of them ordered it. I checked my bank account just to make sure that there was not some mistake and that we accidentally bought something. We couldn't find any record. I don't know where this came from, how it came to us or got to us, but yeah, has my name on it. And we have no money into it. So what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna sell it, right? Of course I'm gonna sell it. So I sold this for $20 on Poshmark of all places, and it's right at 5 pounds, so it's fine. It'll ship for them for their $8, and I'm happy that somebody sent me a stool that I didn't order. All right, this is potentially something I maybe also should not have bought. I think nostalgia gets me on these because I had one of these when I was little, and it's not super clean, which is probably why I didn't do as well on this as I could have. I mean, it's okay. It's just not super nice. There's just wear to it. I sold this for $15, also on Poshmark, but I paid $4.50, I think, for it. So with 20% Poshmark fees, I don't stand to make a whole lot of money on this. Luckily, it's not really fragile. I'm not going to waste a lot of shipping supplies on it, but be careful buying this kind of stuff. You really got to watch it. Fisher Price is really hit and miss. This helps make up for the lackluster last sale. This is a, I don't know, tea, coffee, hot water, probably not, I don't know. Russell Hobbs is the brand. And this came from my son-in-law, who we bought out in his inventory when he was getting out of reselling. We paid $4 for it. and it sold for $69.99 on Mercari. Now that's with free shipping, and this will probably cost close to $20 to ship. So that's still $49.99. You never know. I look up a lot of things like this because you just never know. And so I like to learn. Now I'll know to keep an eye out for these. All right, Poshmark's doing us okay this weekend. We have another Poshmark sale. This sold for $28 on Poshmark. This is a lug backpack, lug brand, L-U-G. There it is. And I got this at the Goodwill Outlet, and it's clean. It's not perfect, but it's clean, good condition. It took about 6 months to sell, but I'll sit on that. I don't have to worry about this breaking either, so another easy to ship item. All right, making space on this shelf behind me. So this is another thing I picked up from my son-in-law as he was getting out of reselling. And this is a Tupperware Cervelier set of canisters. There's 4 of them in the set. And these things sell pretty well also. Tupperware is another thing you have to be careful of and watch out for because it's not all created equal. But this sold for $44.99 on Etsy, and it only took about 3 weeks. Maybe 4. No, 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks. So, Cervelier Tupperware canister sets in good condition, worth taking a look at. Actually, a lot of canister sets in general can be worth looking at. Not all, again, but definitely take a look. This was another item I wasn't sure about. Figurines. They are so iffy. And they are so many that aren't worth anything at all. But this was kind of cute. It's also Royal Dalton. Got it for $3. So not a lot invested. And sold it for $31.99 on Etsy. And it took 2 weeks. It only took 2 weeks to sell. So there are figurines that are worth messing with. Just have to figure out which ones they are. All right, and now I'm gonna wrap it up with clothing sales from your non-clothing reseller every week. Every week I've been selling clothes since I've been telling you that I'm not a clothing seller. So I don't know how much longer I can say that, but I have a blue leather, like motorcycle jacket. I haven't done great with leather jackets, even though I've picked up a number of them, but this one's not a bad one. This sold for $34 on Poshmark, and it took just over 2 months. Listed it in January, and we're at the end of March, I guess, so not bad. And my last item for you today is this vintage dress. This actually sold on Etsy, and this was something my daughter picked up years ago. She thought it would be cute to wear, and she did. She wore it a few times, and then she decided she didn't need it anymore. I probably bought it for her. Have no idea how much we spent, but it wouldn't have been very much. And it sold for $29.99 on Etsy this week. So, also listed this in January. So, maybe I'm a clothing seller. I don't want to be a clothing seller. Actually, I want to sell whatever will make me some money. So I guess if it's clothing, I need to learn a little more. Okay, that wraps up my weekend sales, and I need to go get busy. Gotta get this stuff. A lot of this I need to get out today. So thanks for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment. I really do want to hear what you think and what's helpful, or, you know, whatever you want to share. If you want to tell me I screwed up, that's fine. I probably already know. I mean, I'm sharing the NOLOs with you, right? I know. Anyway, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And there might be a picking video coming up this week before next week's What Sold video. We'll see. I had some good finds this weekend, and I think I got some of it on film. So Thanks again for joining you. Till next time, happy picking.